Hi, I'm Martin McGrath from Financial Leadership. We specialise in helping people get themselves set up for retirement. But today I want to come to you with a bit of something different. I want to help you avoid the hangover. Not the hangover from too many drinks, but the Christmas debt hangover. I see it all the time. I see it with clients even in the 70s and 80s. I see it with friends that are younger, all that kind of stuff. That we kind of get to this December, January period. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of expenses going out and gifts and functions and all that kind of stuff. And often there might not be the income coming in. We might be on leave. We might be self-employed and income might be down for that period of time. So often we kind of wake up in January or maybe even in February and go, what's happened? Where's all our money gone? Why have we got this debt? How are we going to manage that? And it kind of really slows us down to getting ahead in our financial goals, because often it takes a few months of the year to really kind of get that back. And we're kind of not back in healthy position by the time it hits July. And then all of a sudden it's not around the corner again. So I want to give you my top 3 tips to avoid getting that Christmas debt hangover. Tip number 1, avoid credit cards. I know they're great. You might get some rewards and all this kind of stuff, but they're dangerous because it's very easy to overspend and spend money we don't have. All of a sudden it comes in, the repayment's due on the 15th of January and we've spent too much money. The money's not there to clear the debt. That's fine, credit card, that's okay, you don't have to pay it, we'll just balance and we'll carry it over. The problem is they start hitting you with an unattractive interest rate. Typically, a lot of cards are around 20% interest, which is crazy. Because if you had money in the bank at the moment, you could only earn about 1. If you had a home loan, you're probably paying about 3. But a lot of interest rates on credit cards are up to 20%. There's some that are lower, but still not attractive at all. So do whatever we can to avoid interest on the credit card. Use our cash. If you need to, use your offset or your redraw or something like that on home. Don't have that credit card hangover because that's the hardest thing to get rid of and often it snowballs out of control. That's point number 1. Point number 2, make a plan. Know how much we're going to spend. Who are we buying gifts for? How much are those gifts going to be? Are we going away with the kids or on a trip? Are we not? What are we doing? What have we got to spend money for? What functions or dinners are we going to? All right, we know what we're going to do and what we're going to spend. Okay, that's going to have to be $1, $2, $3, $5, $10,000. At least we kind of know we've got a bit of a budget, we've got a plan. So don't get till Christmas Eve and going, we haven't bought a gift for who or what or how, I didn't budget, I didn't plan for that. We want to make sure we've got as much control around that as we can so that we know, I suppose, what our budget is when it comes to this holiday period. Point number 3, now we know what that looks like, let's start saving for that now. The sooner you start putting that money away, you know what your budget is, it's nice to go, cool, we're going to spend $5,000 for this next month. You know what? There's our Christmas bank account that has that $5,000. That's a certain way to avoid any debt when we come out the other end in January. Have that money put away. Now that might mean we don't wake up on the 30th of November and go, I need $5,000, where am I going to get that from? We need to start planning that now. Putting away a certain amount per week or fortnight or month, depending on when you get paid, to know that by the time we hit Christmas, we've got that money sorted. We know where that money's coming from, what account it's sitting in. We're not touching for another reason. That's where we spend that money from. Maybe it's too late to do that now for this year, but definitely start that as soon as you can. Even do a little bit for this year, but definitely plan it out for next year. Figure out what that is, divide it by the amount of pays you've got between now and then, and put that money aside. Make it happen. If you set up a regular withdrawal or regular transfer, you kind of won't even notice it, but you feel much better coming to that time of the year, knowing you've got that cash there. And by spending the cash, we're going to avoid any of that debt hangover. Hopefully that makes sense. They're my top 3 tips to avoid the Christmas debt hangover. Make a plan, get it sorted, save the money. You'll be thankful you get to enjoy that time of the year without worrying about the stress and finances that come with it all.